It's by Maram, Yumi, and Tanvi.
A satellite is an artificial body placed in orbit around the Earth, Moon, or another planet in order to collect information or communication. They are called artificial satellites to distinguish them from natural satellites such as the Earth's moon.
Satellites are used for a variety of purposes, such as military purposes to weather-related reasons. The most common satellites are communication satellites, navigation satellites, weather satellites, and research satellites.
Currently, there are about 1,071 artificial satellites orbiting the Earth. The satellites that are not in use anymore are still drafting around in space as a space junk. In 2015, it was estimated that there are more than 21,000 objects larger than 10 centimeters orbiting the Earth. According to United States Space Surveillance Network, and it's estimated there are further 500,000 bits and pieces between 1 and 10 centimeters in size.
The main ideas of a man-made satellite has been around for a long time. When Isaac Newton was thinking about gravity, he imagined the thought experiment called Newton's cannonball. He wondered what would happen if a cannonball was shot from a tall mountain. If fired at just the right speed, he realized it would orbit the Earth.
It began with a basketball-sized bundle of technology called the Sputnik 1. Launched by the Soviet Union on October 4, 1957, the world's first artificial satellite was about the size of a beach ball, weighed only 183.9 pounds, and took about 98 minutes to orbit the Earth on its elliptical path. It was equipped with 2 radio transmitters and 4 long antennas that broadcasted a constant beep while circling the Earth for 21 days.
This Sputnik launch changed everything. As a technical achievement, Sputnik caught the world's attention and American public off guard. Its size was more impressive than the Vanguard's intended 3.5-pound payload. In addition, the public feared that the Soviets' ability to launch satellites also translated into the capacity to launch the ballistic missiles that could carry nuclear weapons from Europe to USA.
The world's first artificial Earth satellite was a major technical and political achievement by the Soviet Union. It was built in a hurry to beat the Americans, but space science had been underway for a decade in the Soviet Union, and a series of more sophisticated spacecrafts that were nearing completion. Ukrainian Sergei P. Korolev, a rocket designer in the Soviet ICBM program, is widely regarded as the founder of the Soviet space program.
A month later, the Soviets launched the Sputnik 2 and its passenger Laika, a dog who has the distinction of being the first known living creature to escape Earth and enter outer space. Sputnik's launch forced Americans to rethink the notion that they were the world's most technologically advanced nation. In 1958, Congress passed the National Defense Education Act to provide scholarships for aspiring scientists, engineers, and mathematicians.
The world's first artificial satellite was followed 4 months later by the first U.S. satellite Explorer 1. It was the first spacecraft to detect the Van Allen radiation belt, returning data until its batteries were exhausted after nearly 4 months. It remained in the orbit until 1970 and has been followed by more than 90 scientific spacecraft in the Explorer series.
The first communication satellite was launched on December 18, 1958. Signal communication by orbital relay, first test of a communications relay system in space, as well as the first successful use of the Atlas as a launch vehicle. It captured world attention by broadcasting a Christmas message via shortwave radio from U.S. President Eisenhower through an onboard tape recorder.
The United States captured a V-2 rocket from Germany and equipped it with a camera instead of a bomb, and in 1946 snapped the first photographs of Earth from space. On April 1, 1960, the television infrared observation satellite reached orbit and sent back the first serial images of the Earth's weather patterns, sparking an era of more accurate weather predictions.
In 1970s, NASA's Landsat program literally changed the way we look at our planet Earth. The first three Landsat satellites launched in 1972, 1975 and 1978 terminated back to Earth complex data streams that could be converted into colored pictures. In 1970s, NASA's Landsat program literally changed the way we look at our planet Earth. The first three Landsat satellites launched in 1972, 1975 and 1978 terminated back to Earth complex data streams that could be converted into colored pictures.
Near complete Earth coverage was achieved with the development of Intelsat and the launching of satellites into geosynchronous Earth orbit over the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. A combination of more than 130 governments and international organizations control Intelsat.
NASA led the new wave of communication satellite technology with the launch of Advanced Communications Technology Satellites, or ACS, in 1993. ACS pioneered the use of spot beams, onboard storage and processing, and all-digital transmission.
In 1969, Apollo 11 launched, first man on the moon.
In 1971, the first station was launched.
In 1981, the first space shuttle launched.
In 1990, Hubble Space Telescope was launched.
In 1994, the first GPS constellation was founded.
In 1998, the first International Space Station was launched.
In 2014, the first probe lands on a comet.